this is a line, right? In this line, this is where you close the deal, right? So this is where you actually get your commission, okay? So from here to here, this is gonna be a dotted line, and this is where your client actually express interest to really want to buy something, okay? And from here to here, this is the part whereby you do lead gen to actually get the client, and here to here is a long process of what we call the follow-up, right? So if I'm gonna like break it down of like what happens for your real estate sales business, this is what happened, right? You start with lead gen. This is where you get the leads, the customers, and then you do qualifying. And then after that, if they express interest, you do follow up. So this is where you do a lot of communication back and forth. You make appointment, you do viewing, and come back again, another viewing, and all that. And then we get that part whereby the exciting part whereby the customers say, okay, I really like this thing, I want to pay the deposit, and then this is where you finally seal the deal. You get commissions. So this is a process of your sales. Am I right? Yes? Okay. So now I'm gonna ask this. In this process, would you be able to tell me what are the tools that you are using? So for example, for lead gen, what are the tools that you are using for lead generation?
Advertisements in newspapers, online portals, banners, property, etc. And of course, you do have referrals, but that's just a tiny amount. But the bulk of it has always been coming from advertisement portals and print media and etc. So that was always been my traditional way of doing lead generation.
Right. So you mentioned just now newspaper, online portals, referrals, print media.
Yeah.
So is it like flyers and all that?
Flyers are one of them, primarily, yes.
Right. What are the... Okay. So on online, is it just the portals, just the like property portals?
Property portals, social media campaigns, yeah, search engine optimization, like Google AdWords, those things.
When you say like social media campaigns, what are the channels that you use?
Of course, the Alpha, Facebook.
Okay, so these are some of the tools that you are using for your business, right? May I then ask, like, what are the tools that you're using for follow-up? Any tools that you're using for that?
Yes, you may ask. Mobile phones.
So let me clarify one thing here, Amirul. Do you have like a central place that if you open your business today, in one place you can see all of this information right now? Or is in variable places, like in various places right now?
The second one is all in variable.
So it's all over the places that you can kind of take some time to piece them together, right?
Yeah, so that's a system lah.
The system is you piecing all together, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about the last part? Like, do you have any system, any tools that you use to manage your sales? To track, like, where are you in the process? To say, like, for example, in this month, how many have you closed? How many in the pipeline you're gonna close, for example? Like, any tools in that?
I don't have, it's all by instinct, I guess.
Cool. All right. So now, the next thing that I want to ask is that, would you be able to tell me, like, how much do you pay for this? Like, as an average monthly, how much do you pay for your newspaper when you do lead gen?
So yearly is around 12, minimum is 12,000 since the last 8 years.
Monthly is about 1,000 then?
For
Yeah.
newspaper. Okay.
For newspaper?
On newspaper.
Okay, what about the portals, the online portals?
For iProperty, I would say per year that would cost me close to 8,000.
8,000? Okay. Referrals? What? Okay, referrals, yeah, not...
Referrals are roti canai and teh tarik.
Got it. So basically there's no cost to refer. It's just a phone call, it's just a referral that you get.
Just time. What about print media?
Print media only set me back less than 1,000 a year.
Less than 1,000 a year. So
Print media, flyers are cheap. Flyers are 300-400.
What about your SEO for your Google AdWords?
I would say the last bill I got was around $100, and that was probably you can put around 500 ringgit a year. I don't spend much on SEOs anymore.
50 ringgit a
50
month.
ringgit a month?
Yeah.
What about Facebook then?
Facebook campaigns.
Do you run Facebook yourself?
Before command, $50 a month, less $20 a quarter, so $200 per year.
Okay. It's very little.
200
Ringgit a year. Okay.
No, dollars.
So about 1,000 ringgit.
And you are not engaging anyone to do Facebook ads for you, right?
No, self-taught, man.
What about here, this part? Okay, this one I think is all FOC, right? No cost.
No, there's no cost other than my phone bills.
Right, so that's the SMS blasting that is on the follow-up. Lead gen part?
I don't know where you will put it. So just say I have a new listing, for example.
Yeah.
And then I know this certain group of buyers, I want to target them. So I will put it in my WhatsApp Blast software.
How much do you spend on that?
If I pay one time, it's around 1,002, I think. Around 1,002. One time, I think I can send out over 10,000 contacts around that.
So in a year, do you how many times do you blast this SMS on average?
Once a year. I only subscribe it to once a year.
I would say your cost to run your business for a month is about 2,000, and for a year it will be up to about 24,600. Yep. Yeah. So this is the cost that you are paying to run your business on an average as a rough gauge, right? Based on what you remember.
That's the first time I'm hearing the number. I'm a bit stressed.
Okay.
Yeah, so from this, how much leads do you get on a yearly basis? Roughly, how much leads do you get on a day, on a week, and in a month?
I would say if I could get 4 leads a week, that would be good enough for me.
Okay, so if I do 4 leads per week, if I multiply that by 52 weeks, it's 208 leads, right? And if I take 208 leads, I will take 24,600 and divide by 208. Your cost per lead here is 118 ringgit per lead.
I don't know how to react. I don't know what face to give.
And this is based on having no data at all, because right now you don't have a system to track some of this stuff, right? I'm talking about before command.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no system to track. You wouldn't know where the lead's coming from and all that. Cool.
Okay, cool. So we know that so now you are using command, right? Because when we are talking about this, then you keep asking is it before command or is it after command? So this is before command, right? Would you mind sharing with us your experience with command?
It makes it easier for me to track or to see which type or what type of advertisement generates bigger leads or more leads. So what I can do best is that I can compare. So I've been comparing in the last, I guess, 3 weeks, and I kind of know. I still don't know exactly, but I kind of know what works and what doesn't work, what kind of targeting requires. So from command, you kind of know from which advertisement, because they will tell you for which campaign those leads came about. So instead of looking at how I can, utilize those leads to transactions, I can actually see what kind of campaigns or advertisement that did not work. I can actually fix that, and that's the aim. I want to fix what was wrong before.
So basically, you can calibrate the way your lead gen is happening right now. You can basically turn up the dial for things that work, and for things that doesn't work, you can turn it down. Because previously, based on your current structure or the system before command, you just can't turn anything up and down. You can only go up. You don't know what to turn down, right? You don't know what is happening. You don't know where the leads is coming from.
It's like casting a net into an ocean and actually having a sniper rifle.
Maybe then now we're gonna switch gear and then we're gonna switch to Roslan. So Roslan, same thing, very similarly, you have seen what we drew just now. Would you be able to share with us the tools you are using for each and every part of your business? So let's just start with lead gen.
Most of the things before command, what I did was via social media and also the online property portals, the paid portals lah.
Can you share with us what social media do you use?
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Tumblr, Pinterest, all whatever free platform that I can put my hands on.
Okay. Alright. So is advertisement on Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook?
Advertisement is more on Facebook and Insta. The others are basically on cross-posting on social postings lah. So it's all cross-postings.
Okay. Other than social media?
Other than social media, used to have a newspaper as well. And then online portals, for example, the two online portals, the main one, paid portal, which is iProp and also Property Guru. But I also use a lot of other portals, free portals, which is like, for example, Age Property, Prop Social, Property Net, all those property portals which is available.
Can I just pause here for a second, Roslan? That's a lot of stuff going on, and this is basically, I'm assuming for newspaper is basically not really relevant to you anymore right now. I'm assuming that is that true?
I've already stopped using newspaper.
Got it. So I'm looking at everything else that is already the digital platform, right? How much time do you spend on doing all this? Because there's a lot of stuff going on here. How much time do you spend on a daily basis to do all these things?
The reason why I have all those portals, a lot of portals on digital platform, because one, when you want to do advertisement, you need a lot of money in terms of the cost is going to be high. So what I managed to do was that rather than I have to come up with a lot of money, so what I did was that I get on all the free portals available online, and then I make use all these portals in order to create or to boost the awareness of myself as agent, and also on the property listings as well. But there's a lot of downside to it as well. Again, it's not an easy thing to do with all those portals, especially when you do it alone.
And you have a lot of time spent, right? A lot of time taken.
A lot, yes, a lot. Even though you don't spend a lot of money on this, but you have only 24 hours in a day, you know. So, and sometimes you just have to leave out certain portals because you just don't have the time to do it, or to do all.
Would you mind sharing with us, like, on an average, roughly, like how much, instead of asking you the cost, I want to ask you how much time do you spend on each and every portion of this? So start with Facebook ads.
Time spent, because for example, before this, it's normally all done at night, you know, so it's probably about 2 or 3 hours at least for all, with all the tabs open for each and every portal, and that is very, very tiring and also demoralizing in a way, you know, especially when you start finishing everything and you end up like it's not really you're not really achieving what you're supposed to do, what supposed to achieve, you know. So that's basically a lot of time spent on this.
3 hours a day or a week?
A day.
Oh, okay. What about like the others, like Instagram?
Instagram is basically more on my mobile, and yeah, more on mobile, and the rest are basically more on my desktops. And so mobile is like there's no certain time of day, but it's basically it's on my hand all the time.
Okay. What about the others, like for example LinkedIn, Tumblr, Pinterest?
Pinterest and Tumblr is not really focused on that. It's just once in a while, you know, cross posting, those kind of thing. LinkedIn, yes, but more on different target market for this, for the properties. It's totally different from what I posted on Facebook or Instagram lah. Yeah, because LinkedIn is more on a professional platform. This for Facebook and Instagram, this is where this is the platform where people buy, you know, whether it's anything, any product, or even now it's more on real estate.
Got it. Would it be safe to say that for all these social media platform, 90% of your time is really on the Facebook and the Instagram platform?
Correct. Yes, about that.
Am I also right to say that apart from this, you are also using some software like design software to actually create your content for yourself?
Yes, correct. When we started on this real estate thing, so I realized that flyers, banners previously that we have to design ourselves, myself, so I need to know on the type of software platform that I can do design on this lah. So this is where I started to take up or learn on how to do Photoshop, or how to do illustrators, and then also InDesign, and then also start going into online platforms like photo splitter, all those kind of things. But that again took a lot of time and effort in order just for you, because I'm not a designer background, I'm not a designer kind of thing. So it's more like I was forced to do it, because I remember once when I tried to get someone to do this for me, the charges are very high, and because we as agents, we need to do this quite often, basically like a day after another. You just have to have a platform to do your design. But if you want to appoint someone to do it for you, that will just make your cost skyrocket, and that you cannot afford that to happen to our profession.
Got it. So can I ask then, like roughly, will you be able to gauge like how much you actually spend on all of this, like in terms of money?
So like for Facebook ads, I used to have Facebook ads before, so it's quite a substantial amount as well. I think about per campaign under Facebook, normally it's about 300 ringgit per month, about that lah. Instagram sometimes is joined with Facebook, and then for property portals like iProperty and also Property Guru, that is sometimes a chunk of the budget is, because the cost of getting featured and all those kind of things is not cheap, and you have to keep on replenishing on all those things to buy a Photoshop software original that will cost 2,000 or 3,000 ringgit, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that one off, or is it an annual thing?
No, only one off. Because I've checked on even some, like for example this SketchUp and also this 3D design software, for example like Lumion 2.0, 3.0, that costs almost about 20,000 per software. So that is ridiculous lah. I'm not an architect or IT designer, so
It's just too complicated, right? Because it was designed not for agents. It was actually designed for people who are in the art industry, who are doing artistic work, who are doing designing work, right? So agents are not trained to do that.
Can I just ask, like, roughly how much would you say you spend on portals? Because just now you mentioned, like, you have to spend money to actually renew the feature credits and make sure that your listing is on the first page and all that.
Yeah, the portals that I paid for is basically like Property Guru, Mudah.com, iProperty, all in about 500, I think 500 to 600 a month.
So that is 10,800 plus that 3,000 that is like the software. Yeah. That's about roughly how much you spend a year to run your business. But on top of that, you are spending a lot of time to create the content, to create what's needed. You're also spending a lot of time to research, to learn all of this, because this is not created for agents to use, right? They are created for the people in the industry to use. And so, can I just switch gear a little bit and ask you about your experience with Command? Because I know that you were with Command since day one. Like since we started probably about last year, it's about a year now, right? And I know that like you before like campaigns, before we can actually launch Facebook ads on Command, you have already been using Command to do designs and to manage your database on contacts and all that. Can I ask, like, what inspired you to actually be one of our early adopters?
The technology itself, I think, I guess. To do one flyer, it took me probably about half an hour to 1 hour to get one flyer. But with design, I can do it less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes with design on Command.
Less than 2 minutes. And the best thing is that I don't have to pay anyone to do this this kind of design. And the templates given, and then the ease of usage, and then how you can save your designs, and then it's everything is there. So like when you've been through learning Photoshop, Illustrators, and then when you got design, it's like wow, this is what we've been waiting for lah. Something that will change. Like what I said just now, we are not supposed to be designing. You know, we are supposed to be focusing on our leads and also follow ups and closing sales. And this is another big bonus into our digital platform.
Okay. Roslan, we know that you're also using smart plans on command to automate some of your follow-up with your leads, and you're also managing your leads on command right now. Can you share with us a bit more of what you are doing and what you are building actually on command?
So when it comes to when now with smart plan, you know, with the campaigns and everything, everything is automated for you. Like the leads that comes in through campaign, and then you just add on to the leads to your the smart plan that you chose depending on the type of leads, and then it just run automatically for you without you having to really monitor on what to do. So smart plan is basically the AI so-called for us agents here in Redfield.
Can I just quickly check with you now? You are very familiar with technology platforms that is helping tools to help agents. If you have to subscribe a CRM right now, and you have to subscribe a follow-up platform system right now, what do you think that will cost?
This just to start with the CRM, I think that will cost me about 3,000 or 4,000. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
A year?
A year.